everyone! Welcome to our next stream of Vampire the Masquerade, the Chronicles of New York something. I'm a little congested, I apologize for that throughout the game, but anyway, I'm really excited because Group 1 is getting together again for the second time. We last left off where we did in fact obtain an artifact from Great Kills Park. And so now we are going to be starting off, I believe it's at my house, but the Storyteller will take it away from here, and I hope you enjoy the stream.
All right, so it has been 3 days since the events of Great Kills Park, and you are all in Jade's home, her haven, and many of you are impatient on what to do next, and there's a lot of frustration because no step has been taken since, but many rumors have been made during this time, have been heard throughout the city, and so decisions need to be made. You all may discuss.
Right, well, welcome to my house, everyone. Make yourself at home. Gregory, a friend of mine, is a friend of Gregory's, so, you know, if you need anything, just let him know. And I don't know, guys, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, I still say we need to figure out where this thing came from, where the Anarchs got it from, and why the hell they're working with Sabat. We need to figure it out. And I don't think it's gonna work like last time, where everyone just, you know, runs into the fray as a group. I think we'll get more done if we separate a little bit.
I agree, except we shouldn't be totally alone. We should probably move in groups of 2 or 3.
Yes, sorry guys, the last time it was me. I went in there very fast, ready to party, and stirred up a little things here and there. So I am probably gonna have a little bit of caution, but who knows, you know me. We definitely do need to do something about that box that we have, so let's figure that out now. What
Does
should we
anybody have
do?
any idea what it does?
Has anyone, like, opened it and actually, I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust that thing, I don't want to touch it, but if any of y'all want to, like, figure out, I don't know, go ahead.
Well, that Anarch definitely seemed like he was about to use it on us. But it's been my experience, don't mess with things you don't understand.
There's a lot of energy coming off of it. We need to be very careful. That's all I know.
Yes, I felt it the moment I touched it. But it's been in my experience that we can't try to use it until we understand it more, and I think we should hide it or entrust it to someone until we figure out more from the Anarchs. They're the ones who we gotta figure out where they got it from.
Oh, Gregory!
Would you
Can
like...
we have him hold it?
Gregory? I think he's down for anything. He really doesn't, to be honest, he's pretty apathetic about most things, but he's very helpful, if you ask.
Yeah, I don't think we should trust him, but we should pass it or put it somewhere very safe.
I will say, I don't think we should take it to the prince. I don't know. I know he's already in power, but you know how people in power just like to make sure they stay there. You never know how he'd use it. I'm just saying. I think I agree with Pliskin that we should, well, and Betty, that we should put it in a safe place. I don't know. Admiel, what do you think?
I also agree we should hide it.
All right, where should we hide it?
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do wits and awareness, and let's do a difficulty 3. Okay. As you all are contemplating your next move, we have Jade and Pliskin realize that something is odd about the box, about the artifact. And before you could react, you guys take a step back. While the other two, Admiral and
Whoever sells the most chocolate and gets first place can win one of those things. You could win a PS5, Xbox.
Did I just hear one of Jade's voices?
I think so.
I'm so sorry. I've been a little delirious lately. Sometimes they get really loud and spill out. Welcome to my world, guys. Welcome to my house.
Oh my gosh, your voices are rattling off things.
Yeah, this one's very childlike.
Very.
Endearingly.
So this is actually towards Admiral and Betty. I want you guys to go ahead and do a Dexterity Athletics roll, difficulty 4. Rapid Reflexes gives you 2 dice on minor rolls, which this would be it. That was beautiful, by the way.
Many lives going on at the same time.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say ouch.
Let's see. As Pliskin and Jade kind of take a step back to move away from it, this surge begins to kind of form around the artifact, and it touches both Betty and Admiral, and they just fall straight to sleep. They just drop down to the ground. And then, nothing.
Dude, what just happened? Are they in torpor? Are they still with us? What's going on?
Not sure. Let's check on them. Can we check on them?
Yep, of course. You look at them, and they're not in torpor. It seems that they are conscious, but they are asleep.
If they're not in torpor and they're conscious but asleep, what? We don't sleep? What's going on?
Okay, I try to like wake up Admiral. I
Okay,
try to move him.
Admiral, go ahead and do a rouse check.
Slap him.
I was thinking that.
He does not wake.
Oh my god.
He's still asleep.
Can I try to wake Betty?
Yep.
With
Try
Gregory.
to wake up Betty.
Gregory, bring me some water. I'm gonna splash him on her face.
All right, rouse check. Betty does not wake up.
Okay, I'm on the verge of freaking out here. Pliskin, what do we do?
All right, just stay calm. They're not dead. They're not in torpor.
Do you realize what this means, though? If this thing is used on any vampire, it looks like we could all be asleep
It's
for
not
who
good.
knows how long.
They'll be very vulnerable. There's nothing else we can do. We need to figure out what this thing is, where they got it from, where the anarchs got it from. And now we need to figure out what we're going to do with Admiral and Betty. So I guess we're going to have to hide them with the box?
I mean, I can have Gregory take care of them. I don't know. My haven's pretty safe.
We're going to have to do that because we got to get moving. We got to go figure it out.
I think we should go back to the bar because that seems to be like... I don't want to go to the Great Kills Park again, that's for sure. The bar seems to be the only place where we got some decent information. Maybe we can talk to Tomie again, since she maybe trusts us now?
What do you
Now
think?
the problem is, we don't have much time. This is serious. Admiral and Betty are out.
And you don't have a car. I have a car.
Well, that's not the thing. We're gonna have to separate. It's gonna take too long if we both go
Where are you
to one
going?
place and then the other.
What-
I'm
wait.
gonna have to go figure out what's going on with the anarchs.
And where are you going?
Well, rumor is they got a stronghold in Brooklyn. So that's gonna
And
be
you have a
that's gonna have
car
to
in
be
your-
the first priority.
All right, if you say so. I don't know. I don't think I should go by myself. I did get a firearm on the way over here because y'all know what happened at Great Kills Park. So I at least have that, but I'm still not very strong, and I don't think I should be going by myself. So you know what? I'll go with you. I don't think we should split up right now. We're already down 2.
All right. In that case, okay, we'll sit together, and I think you're gonna have way more. You know, you're gonna do better with Tomie. So let's hit that. Let's hit the bar first. Let's hit
Okay.
the asylum first.
Awesome. Okay, so we are going to do the scene in the bar first. Okay. And then we're going to do another rouse check for our sleeping vampires. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do, you guys are there at the bar. This is fairly recent from sunset. So the bar is just barely starting to kind of get people coming in. All right. You're outside the bar, maybe a few feet away from it. Okay. How do you want to handle this?
I think I want to mentally connect with Tomie to see if we can meet in person. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got rid of that one guard, but I don't know what the situation is right now.
Okay. So, are you going to be doing it in the open? Are you going to kind of like hide? Or how are you going to handle this situation?
Yeah, good point, good point. Is there like an alley next to it that I can kind of go and... Okay.
Yep. So, buildings right here. You're going to be on, you just tell me, left or right side. These are just little things. So which side would you?
Go to the right.
Right. Okay. All right. So, you see Jade kind of like moving towards the right side of the building into the alleyway. Now, Pliskin, how are you going to handle this? Now that you've seen her kind of like preparing herself to mentally connect with Tomie.
Okay. Yeah, I want to start scoping out the place. If it's still dead or it's starting, I just want to like kind of start getting in there. I guess I'll do my blush of life
Okay.
and just
Right. Rouse check.
scope out.
And then once you're done with the rouse check, we'll do an Wits Investigation.
I failed the rouse.
Okay. Higher up your hunger by 1. So you try to bring life back into your body, and you're successful, but you did feel your hunger start to increase. So you are successful in sense of doing blush of life, but you do feel a sense of hunger increase. Let's also go ahead and do the Wits Investigation really quick. All right. So as you're entering the building, you begin to see that there's groups of both humans and vampires intermingling with each other. But nothing that seems out of the ordinary, nothing that seems unpleasant to you. Now, as you're investigating, you do notice that there's seats at the table, at several tables around the bar area, and then of course there's the seats at the bar. What would you like to do?
Do I see the bruja bouncer from before?
Nope. But you do see 3 vampires standing outside the door of
The back.
in the back room.
Like,
not-
we already
not-
know the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I want to sit at the bar.
Okay. All right. Now, vantage point looking to the back, or kind of like
Yeah, just scoping out the whole place.
Okay.
Looking around. We've seen. You just said there's only a few people, right?
correct.
But there's 3 vampires now guarding the door to the back.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and set you there. Let's go ahead and go back to Jade. All right, Jade. You are now connected to Tomie. Oh, Jade, I'm so glad you're back. It has been far too long. Far too long. How were our little kindred friends there at Great Kills Park?
Well, it was, an event, but as you can see, it was perfectly fine. I actually, funny you mentioned, we came upon a little knick-knack, if you know what I mean. Wanted to see if you had any more information about anything really related to our friends at the park.
A knick-knack? Explain, please. This was merely a meeting. There was no items that were supposed to be transferred. Please explain. What do you mean?
Are you lying to me, Tomie? You
No.
know I can.
This is truth. I speak the truth to you. This was but a meeting. What do you mean something was given?
Well, nothing was given, per se. And honestly, if you don't know, I don't know if I can trust you enough to share what I know. But maybe if you give me some information, we can maybe see if we can get on the same page.
Look, these were the rumors that I heard. Sabbat were supposed to be taking refuge around these areas. Since the fall of the Sabbat, many of the cults broke apart and are scattered throughout the land. And a few have found themselves in Staten Island, and due to the weakness of the Trash Prince, I apologize. It's what they call him.
It is.
The Sabbat were looking to grow allies with the Anarchs. But they were talking of cementing their place. And this is why what you say brings concern. I did foresee power. But please tell me, what is this item?
To be honest, Tomie, I actually don't know, and I was hoping to come here and see if you knew, because whatever it is, it can't be good, especially considering what you're saying. Allies between the Sabbat and Anarchs? I don't like what that sounds like.
You need to understand, there's no such thing as true allies between trash. But there... What? Sorry, there's some scuffling going on. Let's go ahead and have Pliskin. I need you to go ahead and do a Wits Awareness. Difficulty 5. What are you doing here? It's you. No. Step away from me. This is my... Hello? Oh, it seems our little Malkavian was speaking to a little mouse. Hello?
Tomie?
Oh, no. Sadly, she truly became out of her mind. But you don't need to worry. She is asleep. But it seems that the receiver has another on the line. Who is this?
Me?
Oh, there is only you.
Are you part of the network? Who are you?
No, I am not part of the madness, but it seems as I can, well, stick my fingers into the mind of this Malkavian, and it seems that I got a reception. Are you close? Oh, you must be close. Oh, I can sense you.
But who are you?
Oh... Say nothing, brother. Say nothing. It seems that there needs to be a reaping here. There seems to be rats in the fields. Do you know what we do with rats?
let's break the connection stat.
Okay. All right. I'm going to need you to do a wits awareness and difficulty 5. And then why don't we do another wits awareness, Pliskin. Okay. So as you break from the network and Pliskin completely oblivious, all you hear from the alley is, "Ooh, I found my rat. There you are." And as you open your eyes, you see the face, a masked face, staring right at you. So, this is what I want you to go ahead and do. I want you to go ahead and do a dexterity athletics roll, difficulty 3. So, as you see him, you can feel your body wanting to back up. And then he grabs you by the shoulders. "Oh, you are not going anywhere." Okay, now, I'm going to go ahead and let you choose what actions you would like to do.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 2 actions that you can do at this point. So you can choose whatever you would like to try to do. Now, if it's any kind of physical motion, just know that there is going to be an increase in difficulty just because you did fail your first dexterity roll.
Okay.
Okay. So, what would you like your first move to be?
Can I try to use my firearm that I now have? I know it's not gonna like injure probably, but to maybe like shoot him in the head if I can, stun him, and so I can get away.
Yes, of course. So let's go ahead and do, because we're going to do kind of a quick draw on that.
Okay.
So we're going to do a dexterity firearms. Okay. But because he has you by the shoulders, it is going to be a difficulty 5. Okay. So it's going to be pretty tough because you're going to have to kind of overpower him slightly.
Oh my god.
So, as you are in his grasp, you try to reach for your gun to then fire at him. And he shakes you and you drop your gun to the floor. And he goes, "Oh, little Malkavian, you are a tricky one. Your lunacy is going to your actions." One more move.
Can I now compel him
Yes, you can try.
to let me go? Okay.
As you look into his eyes, you begin to stare at his pupils. You're trying to compel him. And as you see, his eyes turn into slits. And then you see a film go over his eye as if blocking the gaze, direct gaze to him. "Oh, how adorable. You try to get into the mind of a shadow. How can you see when there is no light?" So, he grabs you and takes you into the back. Okay. So, here we go. You are going to do one more wits awareness. All right. We're gonna go ahead and put it at a 4. Oh wait, no, not you.
Oh.
No. Sorry, it's sorry, Pliskin.
Oh.
Sorry. That was my fault. I should have been more.
Another one, another action.
Yeah. Are you aware that he grabbed you?
Are you aware that you're being taken away?
Oh, what's awareness?
Wits awareness, yes. Difficulty 4.
Someone's being taken.
So Pliskin's just enjoying the music, you know. It's pretty much Night at the Roxbury for him. He's just kind of enjoying the music, you know. All right. Now in the back room. As he gets you into the back room, he throws you in and you land on the body of Tomie and seeing her head on the opposite side. He goes, "I must get my brother." He closes the door and exits. So, you have 2 actions within the room before the next event happens.
Okay, I don't know if this is too broad, but I want to kind of investigate my surroundings to see if I find anything that will help with anything, with like
Okay.
information.
Yes. So let's go ahead and do an intelligence and investigation.
During this, is it possible for us to use like willpower or something to try to wake up?
So right now it's kind of set on rouse, just because it's not a normal sleep. So it's not like a regular like you slept for the day kind of sleep. This is kind of like a spell enforced sleep. But as soon as there's a moment in this where you guys are gonna do your rouse checks to see if you guys can wake up.
Gregory just like slapping them continuously, trying to get them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you look, you see a computer there, and you're like, perfect. And you go to the computer, and you smash it, and you're like, it has to be in here somewhere. And then you start looking through parts inside the computer, seeing if you can find anything. There was nothing. There's no information in the computer.
Wow. Idiot.
You have one more action.
Okay. I'm gonna try and leave.
All right.
Sneak away.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do a dexterity stealth roll, and we're gonna go ahead and do a 5.
Wow.
So as you go towards the door, you step on a puddle of blood. You slip, and then you start slamming into things.
Oh my god.
And as you keep trying to get up, you just keep getting covered in blood. And then you try to stand back up, and then you slip again. Much like the scene in I Love Lucy when she's stomping on grapes, and then she just kind of keeps falling. Very similar to that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go, Pliskin. Let's see if we can do this. Wits and awareness. Oh, by the way, higher up your hunger, Jade. There we go. All right. So, as you are sitting there scoping the place, you're like, was that the sound of a computer falling? And you realize that it's coming in from the back. So, how do you want to handle this?
So I already know the layout, right? Because we were there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And obviously the 3 vampires, I don't want to try to go through them. So I want to go around the back through the back door.
Okay.
Of course, trying to sneak my way in.
Okay. We're going to do 2 rolls. So one is going to make the other one more difficult if you fail it, but it still happens though. Okay? So this first one's a big one just to keep the difficulty of the second roll low. Okay? Okay. So first we're going to do a dexterity stealth roll. Difficulty 3. Okay. Perfect. So you work through the shadows and you get towards the back of the building without any sound or any movement. And you look at the door and you realize that it is a fairly simple lock to pick, and while still keeping quiet. So you're going to go ahead and do a dexterity larceny roll. Difficulty 2. You look at the lock and you put your finger into the lock, and as if your nail extended in, pushing every mechanism within the lock, and all you hear is a light click. You turn the knob and you enter. And as you enter, you see, just turning enough to where he did not see you, a man in a dark cloak and a red mask. And he turns the knob into the back room and opens it. All right, so both of you are now seeing this moment. One from inside the room and one from the direct left. Okay? It seems that the rats have been caught in the trap. Well, they must be taken by the Reaper. But my brother seems to be interested in you all for some reason. He speaks of the potential of an artifact. Do you say something, Malkavian, of this?
A what? Who? First of all, who are you? Who's your brother?
Oh. He is the shepherd, and I am the reaper.
Okay, I know you're trying to be like mysterious and stuff, but that doesn't give me any answers. Who are you? And you expect me to give you information?
Oh, no, I merely expect it. You will die, whether you give me the information or not, and I will rip from your mind the information I need forcefully. But if you wish to give it to me now so that your pretty little mind stays intact, that's your choice.
Well, I guess we'll do things the hard way. For you, my pretty little mind has seen far more things than you can imagine, so go ahead and try your best. I'm not
Okay.
going to tell you anything.
Here we go. All right, so we are going to do 2 rolls. Okay?
Everyone? Or
Yeah, everyone. So
Jade?
the first one is going to set the difficulty for all of us. Okay? So we're going to do a Composure and Insight. Composure and Insight. This is so that we can be able to see where we're at, see what we're going to do on the next roll. So we're going to go ahead and do the next roll. All right? Basing off of the successes that we got there, I want you guys to go ahead and do a Dexterity Athletics roll, difficulty 3. As you are looking at the Reaper, he starts walking towards you. As he comes in to grab you, you try to move, and it was as if he knew where you were going and then grabbed you. But the second he grabs you, all you see is from behind, Pliskin grab him and then flip him to the side. And all Pliskin does is he looks at you and he just says, "Hurry." All right, so here we go. So we're going to do 2 rolls here. All right, let's go ahead and do a Strength Brawl, Pliskin, and then we're going to need you to get your footing again, Jade. So we're going to go ahead and do Dexterity and Athletics. We're going to do a difficulty 3, Pliskin, and then a difficulty 2, Jade.
Booyah!
Very good.
Pliskin wouldn't say that.
Okay. Okay. So Pliskin grabs him and he can feel him trying to shift his weight down to slip out. And then you curl your arms, your hands right to the back of his head. And then you just go like, "Oh, don't even try." And then you pull back and you basically dislocate his shoulders. So you just feel his arms go limp. And then you see Jade kind of go like, "I got it." And then she just sort of slips and lands back down to the ground. So you hear a scream from the Reaper. "Ugh, it seems that, you got me. Can't do a lot about in this situation. Well, how do you want to handle this? You guys can talk if you like."
Alright, Pliskin? I don't
Let's
know, what
start
do you
with
think?
your brother. Who's the shepherd? And as I ask that, I pull out my dagger from my back belt and put it like right to his chest, his heart.
Okay. Oh, my brother, we are the Sword of Cain. We are the followers of Cain. Finding artifacts is the most important thing we need to give power back to our clan of the Sabbat.
What kind of power do these artifacts hold?
This is the part that me and my brother only know very little. But each are connected to either a weakness or a strength that is connected to Cainites. All right, you guys have a couple more questions left.
So I get up from like where I slipped,
Mhm.
kind of stand a little bit behind Pliskin just for safety, and yeah, and I want to know. So, you and your brother, what you're saying is you don't know that much. So who do you work for then?
Very intuitive. I think that's going to be a secret I will keep. For
We'll
what
see about
you
that.
all need to know is merely we are the predators and you are the prey.
All right, but
Right.
you have no arms, so
Can I try a discipline on him?
Sure.
I want to do my my Fata Morgana
Okay.
and make him see me like just plunge the knife into his chest, and he maybe feel something real quick to like freak him out. Yeah, too.
You bring the darkness within your body and you kind of create a silhouette showing the dagger being driven into his heart. And from his body, all you hear is oh, what a funny trick. You try to use the shadows against me, but my brother has been tormenting me with shadows my entire life. Oh, right. You are unaware of what I am. And as you see Pliskin kind of like with one arm holding, because he had one arm with that dagger, you see his shoulders begin to shrug, and then you hear pops. But from the sides of his body, you see two arms shoot out. Here we go. Dexterity athletics. Pliskin, difficulty 4.
Dexterity.
thank you, Gregory.
Thank you, Gregory.
Coming in clutch.
All right. So, you see the arms come out, and all you do is you grab one arm with your right hand, and then the opposite arm with your left, and then you kind of like grab them to the sides, and you go. And the first thing that you say is, "Oh, I know Zamisi's already," and then you put your leg on his back, and then you rip out the two arms that came out from his sides. All right, and you just hear just the loudest scream just come from the Reaper, and he kind of shoots forward. Okay? All right. So, each of you has 2 moves that you can do right now during this time. Choose wisely on what you choose to do.
I would like to try and compel again. What? Sorry, quick question. Before, was that just my roll that it didn't work, or does it not work at all on these guys? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. I want to try it. He's in a weakened state.
Okay.
Yikes!
For that moment, he looks up, and you try to catch his gaze, and then you see again his eyes slit, and a film goes over his eyes, and you see a slight grin as he kind of still is moving forward from the push that Pliskin had done. So you have 1 move left. Pliskin, you still have 2.
I want to try awe him. I think I have. Yeah.
Now I am going to say with the awe, just be careful because he is facing away from you because of the way that you kind of had him. Just
He's
that
going
you're aware.
forward, right?
Yeah. Just to kind of give you an idea on that one.
No, okay. No, I'm thinking that's all we're gonna get out of him. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the kill. I'm gonna put the dagger like to his back, to his heart.
Pliskin,
Okay.
if I may,
Yes.
I would like to try and compel him one more time, and if that doesn't work, he's all yours.
All right, go for it.
Okay. So you grab him and you actually force his face towards you, and you look, and then again his eyes slit and a film goes over his eyes, He's like, when will you not understand that I have control over my own body?
I don't know, you're missing a couple of arms right now, so much control you have. Pliskin, take it away.
All right, I think we're done here.
Okay.
And I go for it. What do I?
Okay. So because you're aiming, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do a dexterity melee. He puts his foot on the back of the Reaper and just stabs him right into the heart, and you just hear a scream and then silence. Okay, so what do you guys do?
Hey, Jade. He was talking about weaknesses and strengths from the artifacts. Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, not really, but I mean, we can go back to my haven, check out the books, and check on Admiral and Betty while we're at it. I'm sure some book I have is gonna hopefully lead us in the right direction. That was crazy.
Yeah. He was Zimitzi, and he was Sabat. I'm sure he had something to do with the guys we saw there at the park. And they were, brokering the deal with the Anarchs.
I think we should
We
get
got
out
what
of
they
here.
want.
Sorry. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
we
go check on that mill. Yeah, let's
All right, let's go ahead and do a wits awareness for both of you. As you guys are preparing, you start to feel this darkness kind of starting to kind of build up, and both of you kind of jet towards the door, and because you're aware that the darkness is actually coming from the body. And as you look, all you hear is and you see the dagger kind of fall out, and then darkness come from within the wound. And then you see his body as if inverting. And then you hear two voices at the same time. For me and my brother are always together. For me and my brother, where? And then he begins to rise as if levitating, and then turn to you. The same. And then you just feel this dark energy push you out of the building. Literally just completely, and then you see this dark energy then take shape and hit the four corners of the building. And you feel this desire to stay away from the building itself. You're being compelled away from it. What do you do?
Go home. That's what I want to do.
stick with the plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go back, check on Admiral and Betty, and see if we can get them awake. See if we can
Okay.
wake them up.
Here we go. All right. Our sleepy vampires. Let's do a rouse check.
Yay!
Hey. All right. Hey.
It's by
There we
chance.
go. All right. At this moment, as you all are leaving the club, Admiral and Betty open their eyes, and they just see this hideous face looking at them. Master said you'll be waking soon.
What
And
the
you-
hell just happened?
Where are we?
Oh,
Who
Master.
are you?
Oh. Okay, wait, side note. What's his name again?
Gregory.
Gregory. Well, Gregory said to tell you that they've gone to the club. What was it called again? The mental asylum. Yes. The mental asylum.
We should try to go there.
I don't know. She kind of has a nice pad here. I say we stay, we have a little bit of wine, let's raid their refrigerator.
Ah, yes, Master did say this was, what do they say? Mi casa es tu casa?
What do you say, Admiral? Do you want to have a little bit of fun?
I don't know about fun, but I do still feel like I shouldn't move too much.
Okay.
Yeah. I still feel very sluggish, so I think we could use some energy from some food or beverage.
Okay. So, as Pliskin and Jade return to the Haven, you see the head of Betty in the refrigerator and come out with a bag of blood in her mouth. And she's like, "Hey guys." And then Admiral just kind of in the corner, just gazing and just kind of grunts. All right. Go ahead and discuss.
Oh my god. When did you guys wake up? How long have you been awake?
Enough to get into your food.
I see that.
Yes, it hasn't been long. Still trying to get my bearings.
I heard you went to the club without us.
Yeah, about that. Pliskin, you wanna catch him up to speed?
Yeah, we cannot go back to the club.
Aww.
We met up with a Reaper, or Zemitsi, calling himself the Reaper. Apparently, he's got a double entity. What we gotta worry about is this other guy, Shepard. Obviously, the artifact. They want it, and we got it. We gotta get on the move. Now, they're with the Sabbat. They're working with the Anarchs. We can choose either to scope out the Anarchs or the Sabbat. I don't know what y'all want to do, but this is getting very, very serious.
Well, it seems like you all went through a lot.
Boy, did we ever.
So, what do you think is the easier to handle?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm a little shaken up. And I think, first and foremost, though, I think we need to put that artifact somewhere safe, because what we found out, I mean, first of all, we already know that they want it. Oh, they want it. They know we have it. So that's not good. Where should we hide this thing?
It has a lot of energy. Where in town can we hide it amongst other, like, things that have a lot of energy?
That one night, we did feel that surge. I had heard some rumors, something about a graveyard or something like that. I'm not sure. I think maybe the best move might be to keep it on the move, with one of us, or groups of us. We got two options. There's 4 of us. We can make 2 groups. We need to move fast.
I don't know. I kind of like it when we're all together.
I know I feel safer when we're together, but honestly, at this point, I'll take whatever suggestions you guys have. If we are together, I don't know. We could take turns hanging on to the artifact to kind of throw them off to who exactly has it, but I don't know.
Here's an idea. How many of us have a chariot? I know Admiral does. He has a car. Could drive.
I do.
Okay.
Sorry.
If we want to keep it moving, someone's always in the car moving around.
Okay, sorry. I just want to... Can we have do a Wits and Awareness roll, a difficulty 1? Everybody could roll this. It doesn't matter. Just Wits and Awareness. Okay. All of you at the same time think, hey, wouldn't it be really bad if we were driving and then it made you go to sleep while you're driving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did it put us to sleep? Because I kind of was looking at you and then just blacked out. Woke up to, what's your name, Gregory?
Yes,
Gregory
yes.
in my face?
Should I be listening to this conversation?
It's fine. You can trust Gregory. He knows what I know. He's actually smarter than he looks.
We didn't get much information, but here's what we got from this Zemitzi called Reaper. He says the artifacts have something to do with your strengths and your weaknesses. Something to that nature. I put a dagger through his heart and pretty much turned into apparently his brother, a shepherd. It's probably the same entity. These Zemitzis, they have those types of shadow magic and such.
So
But-
from what I...
Do you by chance have any of his blood on you?
Pliskin,
You
your
left
dagger?
the dagger on him.
Oh, you left the dagger? Pliskin! I'm just kidding. Well, I did have a lot of blood that I was tripping on. We can try it.
I think
Another
that was
thing.
Tomie's.
Yeah, Tomie. She's no longer with us. So you can try and see if any of this blood on me, because I slipped a lot. We're not going to get into it, but you could see if any of it is hers if you want to give it a try. I don't know what your plan is, but...
You all had a ball, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, a ball. Sure.
All I need is one drop. One drop of the shepherd or the reaper's blood. Anybody think you have some of that on you?
Let me change my shirt. We are at my house after all. And I'll give you my shirt, and you can do with it what you will.
I checked myself to see if I do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and do a intelligence investigation. We'll do this with Admiral, and then we're gonna do a difficulty 4, just because of the amount of blood everywhere. So, as you're trying to like try blood, and you notice that it's just consistently coming up as Tomie's blood. Now, do you want information about Tomie? I'm not quite sure how. I believe it's taste for blood, right? Or
Right, so yes, let's give that a shot.
okay. So can you just tell me like what exactly can you know from it?
Yes, it's gonna be. I can determine whether they're mortal, ghoul, or vampire, or something else,
Okay.
and what their generation is. And if I somehow get a really good roll, I could find out if they've committed diablerie or their exact generation.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna give it to you for the Tomie. You can sense that she's 10th gen. You can sense that she is Malkavian. She's never diablerized. Okay. You can tell that she has partaken of many human blood, but never taken the life. Her blood is filled with humanity. So she is still tied to her human self to a certain extent. But you've noticed that every trace of blood that you've tried has just been repeatedly the same blood of Tomie.
Oh, look, guys. Looks like Tomie's blood covered just about everything. I was hoping we could get more info on this Reaper guy.
Yeah.
Well, this is all I remember. He's a follower of Cain. They want the artifacts, as we know. And like Pliskin was saying, apparently each artifact is connected to a different strength, if I'm remembering that correctly. I don't know how many artifacts are out there. Do you guys know?
Do you want me to step in on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just what I remember what I was saying. I believe I did state 3. Yeah. I believe I did.
Okay, so I suddenly remember there are 3 artifacts. So what could each strength be? And what does it mean? I know I'm kind of like talking to myself here because we all are wondering the same thing, but...
And just as a side note, it's strength and weaknesses of
weaknesses.
a vampire.
Okay.
Well, it made Betty and Admiral fall asleep. It didn't affect us, Jade.
I think...
I don't know. What can we get out of that?
I don't know. I honestly, it might have affected us. I think we just got out of the way quick enough, and they were unfortunate to get the brunt of the energy. So it could very well affect us if it... You know what I mean?
Well, what
Alright.
caused it? Because we were holding on to it
This is going
to
nowhere.
get here.
We got to get to the source. We gotta get to the Anarchs. They had this. We got it from them. We gotta figure out where they got it from. That's the only thing I can see we can do.
Anybody have a good idea where we could find them? Maybe get some info out of them directly or indirectly?
Pliskin, you said something about, what is it, Brooklyn?
Whereas they're holding up, they got a stronghold in Brooklyn. And I'm not sure if I believe this, but apparently they're taking over Brooklyn. I guess they've taken over the Camarilla. It's hard to believe, but I'm new here. I've only been here in Staten Island for a bit. I don't know what Brooklyn is like. That's the only lead we got.
Seems to be. So, I mean, I'll go with the majority here, but we could go to Brooklyn. We know they're there, and we can see if we can get information. If we went to Brooklyn, as we all know, we need to have permission. Does anybody know anyone in Brooklyn at a high status that could get us in there? Or maybe a back way where we can sneak in?
Okay, now this is just something that you just as a thing that you can do. So I'm not forcing this roll. At any point where you guys feel like you have like limited choices and you want to force me to kind of give out maybe some other possibilities, you can also do a intelligence and investigation.
All right, this is going nowhere. I don't have any problem with going to territories. I'm gonna go into Brooklyn. I'm gonna see what I can find out. I think you all should go to the palace and see if you can get in the right way. And I'm just storming off because I'm tired of all this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and just for you, Pliskin, let's just go ahead and do just a quick dexterity athletics, difficulty 2.
Have fun walking, bro.
So you just jet, and it's almost as if the rest of the group doesn't even know the path in which you took because of just how quickly you were able to kind of go into the shadow and then exit the building. And you're able to actually cover several blocks very quickly with the speed in which you took off. Okay?
I think Pliskin's on the right track. His circumstances will allow him to get there and maybe get some information.
All right, so what would the other you three would like to do?
Could I try that intelligence investigation roll?
Okay. So go ahead and do intelligence investigation. It'll be a difficulty 3. So you think for a little bit, and then your head starts to hurt, and so you stop.
Can I actually try my Auspex Premonition?
Yes. Actually, just do a rouse roll.
Oh, okay.
So, as you're frustrated with everything that's kind of going on, and frustrated that Pliskin took off, knowing that having that extra set of eyes, watching your back would really help, all of a sudden you hear the voice of Tomie. And all it says is, "Go to the St. George Library, for you will find information on the artifacts."
No song this time. All right, Tomie.
My throat hurts since I don't have one.
That's good. All right, guys. I'm kind of freaked out. I just heard Tomie in my head. I'm really hoping it was actually her and not. I don't know what's going on. She said to go to the St. George Library, where we can find more information on artifacts. I'm gonna go there. Does anyone want to come with me?
That's the best plan anyone has had so far. I'll go there with you.
Indeed. I keep getting a headache every time I try to concentrate.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and go. I don't. Admiral, do you want to take your car, or should we have Gregory drive us in mine?
We kind of left my car behind at Great Crest Park.
Oh my God, that's true. Okay. Well, let's see if Gregory's up for taking us to the library.
All right. So I'm not going to do any rolls for this one. I think you guys can go ahead and get to the library. Okay. So, we're going to be on Pliskin for a little bit. Okay. So you are already like kind of jumping, and then you kind of see, what would be the area of the domain that touches between the Staten Island domain and the domain of Brooklyn. Okay? And you see a group of anarchs, and it's typical for individuals to kind of be there, kind of to hang out, but it is not typical that it not being a representative of the domain. And this is very obviously not Camarilla. These are anarchs. So, what do you do?
Okay. So yeah, I see them. I want to move in closer, stealth-like, and see if I can hear them talking, anything like that. Investigate them.
All right, dexterity stealth. And then we'll do a difficulty 3.
8.
So,
Here we go.
So you're looking at him and you're just kind of like, all right, time to go into the shadows. And so you're just creeping in the shadows, and as you're creeping, the headlight appears right above you and it just lights you up completely. And then you look up and you're like, damn it. Hey, what are you doing over there?
I'm looking for the anarchs. I'm tired of this shit, man. All right, I'm tired of the Camarilla. I'm tired of the Brawls. All right, I'm Ravnos. All right, I gotta move around. I can't stay in the same place. All right, I know y'all are about, freedom, liberty, all that stuff. Let's do it.
You hear this guy? He's over here talking about freedom. He's saying all this stuff, and all he's doing is trying to sneak around. What do you think we should do with him, boss? Huh. Well, let's see. Where are you coming from?
I was in Staten for a while. I saw some stuff go down in the park, and I kind of liked it. I saw you,
Wait.
anarchs, man. You were rolling big time. I want to be with that.
All right. I want you to roll Subterfuge, Composure. And I'm going to go ahead and roll the opposite of that. I'm going to try to do an Insight.
Cool.
All right. So the guy looks at you and he kind of stares you down. And he's like, so you saw our work over there. Well, those damn vampires, those Camarillas, those trash. They got away with some of our stuff. We could have used your help back there.
Hey, man. I don't know. I saw some of the Sabat there, and I spent some time in Mexico, but hey, I know steer clear of the Sabat, I know they're a little crazy. What was going on, or what?
Well, they tried to make a deal with us, and we had been kind of, ripping apart some of the things that the Silent Prince, the prince over here in in Brooklyn. That guy has no power. He barely even had a hold over Brooklyn. It took us like a month to take over Brooklyn. But we almost got him. We have him in the sewers right now. And he's just running away like a little bitch. But we'll get to him. And we could use some muscle. Some people to help us kind of flush out the sewers. We're going to go ahead and roll again. Just one more time. Just because you're kind of probing him. So he might start getting a little suspicious. So we're gonna do one more of those rolls. And as he's looking at you, and after he just said that, he was like, wait a minute. One of those vampires, they told us he was a Ravnos. You weren't just watching, you were with them, weren't you? Alright, how do you want to handle this?
Oh, I'm caught, right?
Well, I mean, you could keep going the social route. You could argue your way out of it.
It's not my strong suit.
Okay?
All right. I wanna just do like a quick diversion and just try to jet out of there and go for the sewers. So I'm thinking I do my chemistry and just try to make like a huge blinding flash, like of light, and then jet. And the rouse failure means what again?
Just hunger goes up. It still happens, but your hunger goes up. And you don't add that hunger dice to this next roll.
Ooh, tie.
All right. So, you do the blinding light. It does cause them to not be able to see, but they block your ability to get to the sewer. So,
Okay.
you kind of have to back off.
Can I try sense the beast in like? I guess the guy I was talking to, who seems to be the leader.
Okay. So as you kind of like are backing up and you're kind of looking at him, you're realizing that they are fairly strong. About each of them are about your strength. But you do sense that they are not going to move, that they are there to guard the entrance. And as you're kind of looking and kind of looking within him, you do sense that even if you made it into the sewers, there are many anarchs throughout the sewers in search of the prince.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll go back to where you're gonna go in a second, because obviously you don't know where they are. So we'll go ahead and get back to that. But you did get some information. All right. So let's go ahead and get to St. George's Library. So as you arrive at St. George's Library, it looks like a fairly typical library, fairly modern, but you do sense that there are levels to it underground that are not for the public. The entrance is behind the building itself, and it is an area in which you typically would not be able to notice its entrance. All right? So, what would you guys like to do?
Guys, should we just head in and maybe ask, first things first, just ask if they have any restricted areas? I feel like that's where the information would be, don't y'all?
Before we do that, we should probably do Blush of Life in case there's anybody around.
Okay, so rouse checks for everyone that wants to do Blush of Life. Okay, awesome. So, your face begins to take color, and it's almost as if you could feel your heart beating within your chest. All right, so now you have Blush of Life. So what would you like to do next?
Well, yes, let's walk in.
Right?
Okay. All right. So as you enter, you realize that there are no humans, because this is the back door at night in a library.
Libraries are open at all hours.
It's a big city. 24-hour libraries. I don't know. It's a thing. It could be a thing.
In the occult section of the library that's underground.
Oh, wait. I thought you were saying... Okay. Sorry, as a side. I thought you were saying
go
we
ahead.
didn't know that the back door was there yet, but you were kind of pointing it out.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no. That was the only area that was open.
Got it. Okay. Well,
So,
All
that's
right,
okay. You guys have a nice little blush. All right, so as you start going down this very, very long set of stairs, you can sense that it's beginning to get colder, and it's becoming that you're going deep underground. And all you see is just a light ahead of you. And there's just this echo of your steps as you keep walking. Feels like you've been walking for what felt like minutes, close to 10, until finally you reach the end, and there's just a door with a light. What do you do?
Hey Jade, do you think someone's in there? I'm really tempted to scream out.
I don't know. I think we should be stealthy about this. I think I want to try sense the unseen.
Okay, yes,
I don't know if that would work with just...
totally, yeah. You're looking through the door, and you just see a mannered man sitting at a desk and just kind of taking care of paperwork. And he's just kind of walking across, but this is on the other side of the door. And with no worries in the world, but it's only one, obviously a vampire.
Do I know what vampire from this? Or not yet?
No, but you also don't sense any ill intentions.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
All right,
I thought
guys.
that's all you wanted to do. I was
No,
like, I tell no one.
All right, guys. I just sensed what was on the other side. It seems like we'd be okay to walk through. There just seems to be this one vampire guy. I didn't really sense any hostility from him, so do you guys just want to walk through?
Yeah, might as well.
If
I'll
that's
keep
where
on
we're gonna
guard.
get information.
Before we open the door, can I do a rouse check to have fleetness ready in case we need to do something
Yes,
fast?
of course. Go ahead and roll the rouse. All right. So, fleetness is active. You open the door. Ah, welcome. It's so rare we have anyone coming into our humble establishment. Well, I am very glad that you've come today. Well, we have some new stock. We do have many books. All for you. Well, how may I help you today?
Looking for information. Do you have anything on artifacts?
Oh, we have from A to Z. If you want something of the alphabet artifacts, well, we have some of that. If you want a zebra artifact, we have some of that as well.
How about one that can knock out a vampire? Leave him unconscious for a good while.
That just sounds like a strong punch. I just kid. Well, I am not quite aware of every book that we have, but we do have some books on, well, all assortments. You have to understand, artifacts come from many places, whether you're speaking of kindred, whether you're speaking of artifacts from mages. You need to be slightly more specific.
What about...
One little clue that I have, they seem to come as a trifecta, a set of 3 artifacts.
Oh, a set artifacts. It's a set. It probably is very old. It seems that the concept of 3 has existed since, well, the beginning of time. All holy relics seem to always arrive in 3s. Now that you speak of this idea of knocking out, there might be something, but I still could only maybe point you half the direction. Is there anything else that you would like to know?
How about artifacts related to, let's say, Cain?
Oh, you need to understand, we are of the Camarilla. We do not keep many Cainite artifacts, or even information on them. Yeah, as you may know, we do try to stay away from mythology as the Camarilla.
Of course. This would probably be, I am assuming, in the non-fiction section. In the fiction section. But do you possibly have any fun stories that contain these artifacts within them? Just for, like, anecdotal purposes?
Well, we do have a book that seems to fit some of these thoughts, but again, can only point you towards the direction. I wouldn't really be able to tell you exactly. Like I said, this little noggin of mine just can't keep all the information. Well, let me go ahead and take you over there if you would like to know.
Please do.
So, he guides you towards the section of the library, and it looks like if it spans miles. Well, this is the section. This could take you some time. We tried to keep our establishment away from the ground as we could, to give our fellow kindred time to be able to search the area. Well, if you would like to start your search, you may. All right. So, here we go, guys. This is going to be a lot of rolls. All right. So, here's the issue. Admiel, I know that Jade, you have points on this. Admiel and Betty, do you have any points on occult?
Yes.
How many?
2.
2. Admiel?
0.
Okay. Sorry, you cannot help in this. Only because you would not be able to recognize the book.
Moral support.
Yeah, pretty much.
I am a quick study. If you have an index of some sort, I might be able to browse through that.
Oh, sorry. If we had an index, it'd be as big as the library. Sorry.
Noted.
Okay, so, all right, because you guys have a minimum of, you guys have 2 dots, okay? It's a good amount of knowledge, but obviously it's not a vast amount of knowledge. So even though you might be able to recognize it, still going to be a high difficulty in this part. Okay, so you are going to do 3 rolls each, and it's going to be intelligence and investigation first. And you're going to try to equal 15. Okay, we got 3, we got 2, that's 5. We got another 2, that's 7. We got 1, that's 8. All right, you guys have 1 more set of rolls. That's 3, and that's 1. Okay, you only got 12 rolls. So as you are looking, it is very difficult to find the information. And it seems that you've gotten so into trying to look for it that you've actually started to repeat areas that you had already searched. And you keep doubting yourself that maybe you might not know what you're trying to find. Okay? Okay, so we're getting closer to sunrise. All right? Go ahead.
While they're doing that, can
Uh-huh.
I walk around, look around and stuff to see if maybe I see dust moved around or things that look out of place?
Yes, of course. That sounds good. Let's do that. Let's do wits awareness. Just to see if you can catch that. Let's do 2 more of those, and let's try to equal to 8. I mean, technically that did it. Although you're not gonna like what's gonna happen. Okay, how am I gonna handle this? So I think I'm gonna handle it like this. So as Betty and Jade are kind of looking around and trying to find the book, you begin to look around and you start to see that there's some dust that has been moved around in a specific area. Okay? But as you kind of go into the area, you begin to kind of stare at the way that it was organized, and so you start getting fixated on organizing the books correctly. So you begin to not pay attention to what you're doing, but you are fixated in the area. So I'm gonna let them do a roll, and then you're gonna have to roll a rouse check to get out of this obsession of yours. Right after they do another set of rolls of trying to investigate. So it's still 15, guys. We're gonna do another set of 3s. You guys have now gone over the 15. You look and you see a book within a certain level, but you see within that same section that Admiel's just kind of like setting the books in order, and he's just kind of obsessed with everything just being in order and having its place, and he's setting it, and you just see him set that book even higher. So, all right, what do you do?
What is Admiel doing over there?
I don't know. Admiel! Can we yell? I know it's a library, but like no one's here. Admiel! Bro, what is he doing? He seems like obsessed. I don't. Does he think he's gonna like organize this whole library? All
right,
not.
roused. All right, so he stops for a second and he shakes his head, and then he turns to Betty and Jade. Go ahead, Admiel.
Well, that looks a little better.
You're so strange.
Better? What do you mean? What were you doing?
I couldn't stand the order they were in. I mean, clearly, just by the color of the cover, this goes over here, and that one should have been over there. If you give me another 30 minutes, I could probably finish another shelf.
And probably flip your lid. You're going crazy, man.
Look, how about this? Just right above you. We found what we're looking for, so you can stop. And since you're over there, why don't you just grab that for us? The one you just moved a little higher.
Excellent. You should have said so earlier.
You grab the book, Admiel. What would you like to do with the book?
I'd like to dust it off a bit and open it.
Okay. Admiel opens the book and he sees words that are not in any language that he knows. Unless, are you linguists? Do you have any linguistics?
I do have 1 point in linguistics.
Okay. I'm guessing it's not from an ancient language.
No, it's just Spanish or
Yeah.
English, whichever applies.
Okay. So you look at it, but you do see the boxes and the ornate markings around the box. And so you see those images within the book. So it does have something to do with it. But again, not from a language that you know of.
I think you guys got something with this. Here, have a look.
Who do you hand it to?
Jade.
Okay. Hands it to Jade. Open it up. Same issue. It's a language that you do not know.
Admiral, did you understand any of this? Because I sure don't. Betty, you want to check this out? Do you understand any of this?
I'll try.
Betty looks at it. Not a language that she knows.
Crap. Okay,
What
we
are
know
we
this.
gonna do?
We know this is what we need. Does anybody know a translator of sorts? Do you think there's a book in here that would translate this book?
Is the librarian still nearby?
Yes, he is. You can call out for him.
Sir!
My name is Peter, all right? That's all I ask. Just say Peter, and I'll mosey on down.
So sorry, Peter. So sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm like Peter Rabbit. I just hop everywhere I need to go. All right. So, how can I help you?
We found a book, but it seems nobody in our group can read it. Do you think you could take a quick look at it?
Oh, okay. Let me see here. Oh, this can be a little difficult. Now, this language is a very old, ancient language that vampires used to use, us kindred. But this is a language that is normally just left to only those of power. Typically, only princes are the ones that can speak this language. It's
Well,
funny
that's
that you guys
interesting.
chose this book. I almost swear I saw some others come in here maybe a month ago looking for this exact book.
Did they find it?
Well, to be honest, they didn't want me to be around as much as you kind group are.
Well, you're very helpful, Peter. Thank you.
Please,
So-
Peter, tell us more about this group that was here.
Well, they were quite the bunch. There was one that had this red mask. Whew, scary. And I'm almost positive that itself was a relic also from the past. It looks very familiar. But he took that book. That I know. But when it came to this book, I made sure that it stayed here. Luckily, we have our ways of making sure specific books do not leave the room.
I'm sorry, you said he took what book?
Well, you see, that mask that he has is a very special mask. I don't know the details, but that mask of his actually does some things to certain vampires. It almost corrupts. It eats at humanity.
But you mentioned a book.
Interesting. Does that mask affect the wearer or a target of the wearer?
That's the part of the information I don't know. All I know is just this idea that it eats humanity and it bestows certain power. I want to be honest. Many of the books here, we as librarians are not actually allowed to read. It's hidden knowledge. But knowledge that can be acquired.
That is very interesting. Thank you for sharing with us. Do you remember anything else from the group that came?
No, there was a group of 4, but the rest of them just look like ruffians, besides the leader.
So Peter, and again, thank you so much for your help here today, but you mentioned that the knowledge could be acquired. What do you mean by that?
You see, much of the knowledge here has certain, best I can explain it, spells. The thing is that what you take, you must leave. That's why this library is so big. Once you leave, whatever knowledge you take, you leave knowledge.
And do you know the knowledge of everyone who's taken and left this sort of knowledge?
You see that abyss over there where the books seem to just fall into? That's the knowledge of everyone that's ever been here. That's why I can't tell you a lot of the information. This library grows.
Well, that's interesting.
Interesting indeed, Peter. Interesting indeed.
I'll make sure to avoid that corner. I don't want to start organizing that.
Yeah. Don't do that, Emil. Good idea.
Whispering to you all on the side. So is it a good thing that we don't know how to read this book?
Well, I'll tell you this. You can't take knowledge that you don't know. That's all I will say about that.
Okay. So I wonder, pardon us, Peter. I'm just gonna chat with my friends here a second. We just need a tad bit of privacy as we're trying to do stuff.
Not a problem. I'll go ahead and step out for a little bit. But please, if you need anything, I am here to serve. And he walks and leaves.
Guys, he says, we can't take knowledge that we don't know, or something to that effect. Does that mean, since, like you pointed out, Betty, we can't read this, can we just take this book?
And then we don't leave anything behind, right?
That's what it seems like. But he also said there are ways of keeping books here. Is that the way, or do you want to just try and take it?
Was he
Conundrum.
talking about books specifically, or that void of knowledge over there? Because if you can't take something you do not know, what if we try to take some knowledge and see what sticks? Maybe we can figure out who's been here.
You mean the information that he told us?
I'm curious about how that void over there works.
Are you
do you think?
suggesting, Admiral, that we go into that area and try to take some knowledge from there?
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely an idea, risky as it may be, but if
Very tempting.
All right,
I'm restraining myself.
here we go. I need you guys to go ahead and do a wits awareness. Difficulty 3. I'm going to just use everybody's successes and then kind of call that to you. So Jade is kind of like in thought, and then quickly Admiel and Betty kind of look up and then kind of hit Jade like, hey, wake up. And they look and then they hear the steps, the sounds of many feet coming closer. So they are a distance away because you guys are into the library itself. So how do you want to handle this?
I think somebody's coming our way. Can you guys try to hide? Let's see if we can get something out of them. Listening to them, see where they go.
all right, I'm up for that. Meanwhile, I think we should hang on to this book while we do try to hide.
Yeah,
Good idea.
I agree with that. Worst comes to worst, we can always throw it into the abyss or hide it in one of the other shelves.
All right. Dexterity, stealth. Difficulty 3.
Can I use the unseen passage?
I will have that as a way to strengthen this roll, as a barrier to it. I still want the original roll though, but yes.
Can I use my obfuscate silence of death so I can move quietly at least?
Yes. So you're going to go ahead and do a wits and stealth just because of the situation. So that's the unseen passage. Now, after you do that, then you're protected and you don't have to worry, just as long as you don't make any sound. So that'll be the start, but you do have to do a rouse check first to see if your hunger goes up. So that's for unseen passage. For silence of death, you're good only if one of them has aspects, so I'd be ready with the wits obfuscate. Those of you guys that are using obfuscate, go ahead and put just a difficulty 1.
Oh my goodness.
You want to re-roll that? Oh, yes? Okay.
Like, I don't want to cheat. And
No. You're going to use a willpower point.
Oh, got it.
And
I
then,
see what you're saying.
yeah.
I see.
No, I'm not letting
I
you.
was like, oh, no,
This
I don't
isn't
know if
me
I
being
should.
nice. I'm going like, do you want to use a willpower point?
Yes, I will. Reroll
Okay.
failure, right? That's what I pressed.
Yeah.
What? Is that the reroll?
What?
And
Was that the
willpower down.
Is that how that works?
I believe so.
Oh no.
God.
All right, so Betty kind of goes into the bookshelf and kind of hides, and Admiral goes into the darkness, and Betty, already being in the darkness, steps back and goes into the light, and she just whispers, "Now no one can see me." And so she's looking, and then she sees this group of vampires looking. Seems that the boss was right. The vampires are here. What do you do?
Can we identify any of them?
Well, none of them look familiar to you.
I'm gonna wait to see what they do and try to defend Jade if something happens.
Okay.
Wait, I'm hidden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jade, do you want to try talking to them?
So sorry, I was talking to the voices. In a moment of stress, they just they won't shut up. What are we doing, guys?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Betty and Admiral because the voices were distracting me.
So you're being surrounded by vampires.
Ah,
Yeah.
just me?
Just you.
Just me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Seems it's been happening a lot.
Okay, let me think. I don't have time to think, but they don't know me though, right? So, gentlemen, ladies, can I help you?
Yes. It seems our boss wants to speak to you.
Your boss? Who? I don't even know who you are, much less your boss. I'm just enjoying the library this evening. Who's your boss?
I believe you know him. The Reaper.
Ah, yes. Fine gentleman, your boss. Really. So why isn't he here himself?
It seems that one of you all did a number on him, and he's trying to recover.
Oh. Pity. And where exactly is your boss right now that he wants to talk to me?
Oh. Yeah, you're not going to get that from us. All right, it's time to come in. All right, time to do an action. What do you want to try to do?
Okay.
How many of them are there?
So there are 5.
While that conversation was going on, I want to move behind the one that's furthest behind them. With Unseen's passage, they shouldn't hear me. And I also have Silence of Death, if you would let me, if you want to take that into effect. Basically, I'm just going to get behind one of them and get ready to
strike, but with no actual striking.
Correct, not yet.
Okay. So this is what I want you to do. You're going to go ahead and do a wits to obfuscate. Okay. And then I'm going to be rolling against you. As you move behind them, you just see one of the ladies that's in the back, her eyes beginning to glow, turn, and then very much looking right at you. It seems we have one that lives in the shadows. Luckily, these eyes are very good at catching. Us Torador are the best. So, you've been caught.
So I'm still hidden, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me try compel.
I'm gonna
Yes.
stay hidden until I feel like I need to use the dread gaze.
As soon as you do your roll, I'll go ahead and do my versus roll. All right. So, not successful, but you do kind of throw him off a little bit. And he kind of shakes his head, and he kind of looks at you and is like, guys, we're going to need to be careful with this one. She's got those eyes. So here we go. So I'm going to take control of this for a little bit. So as they are kind of surrounding you and they are kind of forcing Admiel kind of towards you, they hear from behind them. Seems that we have some guests. How are you all doing today? May I help you? And one of the Sabat kind of turn and look. Get out of here. We got this. It seems you're affecting my guests. Can't be having that. And as while he's looking, his eyes turn red and his body just starts to go into the books themselves. And they're like, what's going on? And then the lady that had Auspex is looking and she just turns and goes, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you just start seeing the shadows start to encompass them. And then you hear inside the ears of each other, and all you hear is like, I'm sorry, my guests. It seems I'm going to have to take care of our friends. They're kind of caught in my chemistry. But I think it's time for you guys to leave. I'll hold on to them for a bit, but they're kind of in fear. Go. Take the book. There is no knowledge that you have right now. The little that you have is the thought of the artifacts. All that's going to be left is that thought. So people will know that you know of it. Just be aware of that. Go.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Pete.
Thank you, Peter.
Don't worry. All right. So, you guys leave the library, and you have the book in hand.
All right, guys, we're back, and time to continue.
Okay. So, after all of the events, I believe that everybody has time to go ahead and hunt. So if we can go ahead and do our hunt rolls and see how we do. And just remember difficulty 2. Womp womp. Okay. So, Betty's the only one that was not very successful in her hunt. She got busy with the guy. So because she still has blush of life. But everybody else was successful. Okay. So everybody go ahead and take care of your blood pool. I already talked to you guys about that. Okay, so you guys are back in the Haven. All right. I just want to double check with Jade. Is it okay if that everybody in the group stays in your Haven? I'm going to go ahead and give... Now, does anyone not want to stay in her Haven?
I can't. Yeah, I think I take damage. Because we've been staying there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have usually stay wherever I hunted.
Okay. All right. So it would just be understood that you are not staying in her Haven and that you're somewhere else. So everybody's going to wake up, but you're just going to do a rouse check to see that you're not hungrier. All right. Well, Betty, you're even hungrier.
Does that mean I add an extra?
You added
Another one?
You added hunger. Yeah. But everyone else, you're fine. Okay. So unless you decide to do something else, Pliskin, now this is already the next night. Go ahead and discuss with each other.
Okay, so yeah, I go back to that haven to see if you're there, and obviously everyone's there, right?
Yep.
Did y'all find anything out?
Nice of you to join us. As a matter of fact, we did come away with a little something.
I can't stay in one spot, so I had to go. Yeah. I found out the Anarchs, they are holding Brooklyn. Bad. The Silent Prince, he's in the sewers. I don't understand how this is happening with the camera. The Anarchs hold Brooklyn, and they've pushed the Silent Prince into the sewers. And they're in the sewers there too.
What, like hunting him? Like, is he on the run or something?
That's what it seems like. Apparently also, the artifacts came from the camera that had the artifacts. Apparently the Anarchs stole them.
From who?
From the Silent Prince.
So the Silent Prince... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if that's correct, if everything's correct, that what they told me,
Right.
it's hard to trust anyone right now.
Well, lucky for us, we did find somebody we could seem to trust. The voices told me to go to the library, so we all went. This is not just any library, but the St. George Library. We ended up finding, long story short, a book. We cannot read it. Apparently it's like ancient language. The librarian, whose name is Peter, was very helpful. And I mean very helpful. But unfortunately, he couldn't translate it either. So right now we're trying to figure out how the heck to translate this book.
That none of us can read.
He did mention that a prince would be able to read it. Do we want to show it to Staten Island Prince? Do we want to try to find the Silent Prince? See if we can get him to read it for us.
Well, let's show it to Pliskin first. Pliskin, do you think you could read it?
No.
He's illiterate.
No offense, but
Never had need for it.
I'm so hungry I can't make sense of anything right now. Fine, let's go with Admiral's plan. Let's look for a prince.
side note, since we're in my haven, can I just give her some blood? From the fridge like she took earlier?
Yes. The only thing is that it's only gonna give one slack of blood, and then and that's like she's gonna have to force it down because it's not the way that she typically eats.
Got it.
So I'll only let her do one. So you can slack it one, meaning bring it down by one. Your hunger.
Betty, my kitchen is your kitchen. I know it's not what you
Jade.
normally go by, but
You're a true friend, Jade. I know I can always trust you. It's not my typical meal, but I'll take what I can get.
All right. And she
Oh,
drinks
look
it
like this.
and it's weird. It's like it sounds like it's coming from a straw. All right. So, how do you guys want to handle this?
So, yeah, it seems like right now we need a prince, and the only person I would somewhat trust is the Silent Prince. The Anarchs are pushing him out. Our prince, he kind of put us in this situation. Maybe. We haven't seen the prince. That was Damon. There's something huge going on here. But we kind of need to get the Camarilla to help us out and go through the sewers against the Anarchs. It's full of them.
I don't know if I can stand another battle. Can I do a premonition to see if I can get anything?
Yeah. Browse check.
Let me consult the voices for a second, guys. Maybe they know what we should do next.
Okay. So as you kind of focus, this premonition doesn't seem as clear as your previous ones. You see darkness, and you see the darkness filled with anger and hate. And it's attacking you from all sides. And you can feel that whatever it is leaves you nothing but cold, and all you can see is darkness. And then you get out of it.
Well, that wasn't very helpful. All I felt was cold. All I saw was darkness. And so much anger. Does that sound like anything to you guys?
Maybe consult the voices. Maybe they might have something.
Oh, voices.
All right. While the
Do I need-
voices are chiming
sounds
in.
like-
Anyone else?
Kind of sounds like the Abyss.
And the prince is there? In the midst of that?
What?
If he's in the Abyss, then he's most probably in Torpor.
I honestly don't know what any of it meant. Voices? Do I need to sing Great Kills Park again? That seems to rouse you guys. Great Kills Park. Nope. Well, I guess we could go back to the library. That seems like
It looks
reasonable.
like we have a message from the voices.
A cold sewer. A cold sewer. That's all I'm getting. A cold sewer. Okay, so what is it? The abyss or the sewer? Guys, we're right back where we started.
The only lead I got is in the sewers. The Silent Prince. Apparently he's there. Apparently Anarchs pushed him into the sewers, and they took the artifacts from him. If we're gonna go into the sewers, we're gonna have to go all together, and we're gonna have to be ready for a fight.
You know I'm in, but I won't take the lead this time. I've got your backs.
Well, I do not like it. Let me just say. But if we're all together, I mean, we seem to stumble on pretty good information if we all stick together, so I'm fine with that. That seems to be the only reasonable path at the time. Admiral, what about you?
I agree. We should move together.
Okay. All right, just so I can get it reaffirmed. So where are you going?
The
sewers.
sewers.
Okay.
Of Brooklyn.
All right. So as you head north towards the entrance to Brooklyn, you see that they've reinforced that entrance. What used to be, and just correct me if I'm wrong, 4? I think it was 4, 3 people that were standing outside that entrance. 3, thank you. Now is 10, with people kind of surrounding the buildings around it. I'm going to go ahead and say the distance that you're at is not visible, but you can see most of the people that are visible. So there might even be people that you cannot see.
Okay, I'd like to sense the unseen. Or do I have
Okay.
to be closer?
No, you can use Sense the Unseen. So you're going to be doing a Wits Aspects. Yeah, let's do a passive one. Wits Aspects. Let's do difficulty 3. All right. So you look and you do notice that, yes, it's 10 in front of the entrance, but there's also at least 10 on the roofs all around. So that would be 20 in total.
Okay, I just sense more people here. We have to be super careful with whatever move we make. There's at least 10 people on the roofs. There's a lot of people here.
Do you see any of them that are alone or away from the group?
Do I sense the unseen again?
Okay, I can go ahead and step in. The way that they're positioned, all of them are kind of like in a position to see the entrance, but also watching each other. So they're within gazes of each other. So this is so that they don't get picked off.
Okay, they're all kind of watching each other's back.
I think we're gonna need a diversion.
That's a good idea.
Can we see if can I investigate and see if there's any other entrance or any other way in?
I'll go ahead and give this an automatic success. It is just that single entrance.
Okay.
If only Doc was here. He's real good at diversions.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know. I told him to come join us, but he's probably just passed out in a corner from moonshine.
Pause for a side story. As you all slumbered in that first night, Doc looked up at the clouds and saw moonlight. And he felt the urge to sing. Somewhere out there beneath the starry sky. And then he just went into the darkness because of his love of Five Goes West. Alright, now back here.
Can I see if there's anything we can use as a distraction or to sort of hit a bunch of them? Like maybe we can knock a billboard on them or something like that?
Well, let me just kind of give you an idea, like just so that planning would be a little bit easier. So they are very separated enough that they are like individually placed. but they are positioned in a way that they are visible to each other. So it's not in a position where you could kind of like knock out a bunch. It's positioned where if you would attack, you could only get one, but by getting one, it alerts the others. So that's kind of the situation that you're kind of in that.
Can I do a premonition? More information.
Talk to me! I'm just going to say this. It's probably going to be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want to do, guys. I'm gonna try to create a diversion and see if we can sneak in there. It's pretty heavily guarded. I think the only way in is if we're gonna get them to follow something.
All right.
So I want to make like 5 Nosferatu just pop out of the bushes, out of the shadows, and run across, like almost trying to get into the entrance, and then and see if we can get them to go after them.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Can you tell me the roles for Chemistry again?
It is manipulation, obfuscate versus comp wits. 1 rouse check.
So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you that you need to get 10 successes on this. I'm going to let you roll 3 times. But remember, each one's going to give you a rouse check. So you're like focusing and really trying to create this, okay? So you're going to do it 3 times. You're looking for 10 successes.
While he's doing that, can I do the obfuscate silence of death in case I need to quickly sneak if he makes room?
Yes, and then it's free. So I'll just go ahead and give it an automatic.
I'm also gonna do that with Unseen Passage, so I'm gonna do a rouse.
Okay. Oof.
I got 4 so far, right? So my next one would have to be... Oh no, that was 1.
That was 1.
It's over. Well, there's no way I can win, right? Because my next one only 5.
And then because it was a bestial failure, you actually go up 1 hunger again.
And hunger, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna actually stop there.
Okay.
No. We'll stop there. So you're looking at Pliskin, and you see him trying to focus, and he kind of raises his head, and you see his fangs starting to grow, and he's just starting to breathe very heavily, and you're like, how is he breathing? And then so he's like, and then he just screams. And all of the anarchs turn towards your direction.
Jade, quick, let's start singing, make it seem like we're having a party.
I don't know. I kind of want to hide in the bush. They can't hear me, and if I hide, they can't see me.
You're leaving Betty.
I can't fight like you, Betty. I'm sorry.
Okay. Admiral, what do you think?
He's hiding too.
Betty.
All right, I'll go hide with you.
Betty the Beast.
Okay, do you want to roll to see if you can hide?
Me? Yes.
Yeah. Dexterity, stealth, difficulty 4.
So far I'm the only one they've seen, right? Or heard?
Yeah, well, to be honest, all they're doing is just turning towards your direction, not
They haven't seen
specifically
me?
to you. We're gonna do that roll in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it's all reaction stuff.
I'm the diversion.
I was about to say, from the bush, Jade whispers, "Run! You're the diversion."
So after Pliskin screams, Betty goes, "Wait, so like, what are we doing?" And then the rest of them kind of like realize the exact location where you guys are. Make sure you raise your hunger by 1.
Me? Okay.
Okay. So, here we go, guys. So, be careful because those 2 actions just rose the difficulty by 2. So, originally what the difficulty was, now it's up by 2. All right. So, there's certain things that your obfuscate will benefit, and there's certain things that the obfuscate will not benefit. Okay? So, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but just know that there's certain actions that it will actually complement it, and then there's some things that it will not complement. Okay? All right. So first, those that are in the shadows can go first. So I would say let's start with Admiral.
If possible, I'd like to rush 1 towards the side
Okay.
and just try to break his neck.
Okay, here we go.
Now he doesn't know I'm there unless he sees me, right? Unless he like has aspects.
We'll see, won't we?
Team Chaos at it again.
It is chaos. They just turned.
Yeah, they just turned. I like to go at them. Okay,
Straight
here
at
we go.
them.
All right.
Oh, it's
So
the
you're.
best opportunity. I mean, they're looking away.
Well,
Nice.
sort of, because we're hidden, so they don't see us. They see.
Yeah. So let's. Okay, so we're gonna go this route. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and do a. So how do you want to bum rush them? Is this gonna be a punch? Is this gonna be a stab? Like, help me out here. Give me like a little bit more specific.
Well, since I can move unseen, I want to get behind one and take them out stealthily, per se, since they're looking in one direction.
Right.
They're not looking at each other anymore. I might
Right.
be able to get away with eliminating one.
Okay, so here's the difficulty in that. So it has to be two different roles. One is the movement, and then second, even though you're saying that you want to do that, there's still going to be difficulty. Like the amount of benefit from doing the action kind of doesn't affect the actual what would be the end up attack, only because, well, you'll see. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. First off, we're gonna do dexterity, and stealth with a bonus of 2. So you're able to move behind him. Okay. Now, how are you gonna take him out?
I have a melee weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to choke them
With the
to break their neck.
with the melee weapon.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
it's a little baton thing I carry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I was like, I thought melee. I thought blade, and I was like, oh, what? Okay. So I was like, I have a sword. I want to break his neck. All right. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Let's do. How much are you aiming for the neck, or how much are you just kind of going just within that range?
Within that range.
Okay. Then we're just gonna do a strength and melee. And we're gonna go ahead and do a versus roll. Okay. So that was a failure on my side. All right. So you club him and right on the neck, and you can sense that he was a vampire that had fortitude, that would typically be able to take hits, but at that moment it seemed to not give him the strength of being able to take a hit as much as he wanted to, so he did go down. Be aware that vampires have powers. Just gonna leave it at that.
Is anybody doing anything else?
I don't
So
even know what to do.
at this point, they're just looking at us, or are they starting to search us out?
Right now, this is the first action, so this is like milliseconds. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are quick motion movements. So there's not really like you can't have conversations. This is pure actions.
I would like to stay hidden in the bush until I see what else happens.
Okay, so she just goes deeper into the bush.
So
Yeah.
I noticed that they're looking at us. And I'm like, hey, fellas, how you all doing? Sorry about the scream over here. We're kind of just walking through. How's everyone doing? No? No one wants to say anything? I kind of got lost. Don't know where I'm going. My friend here got angry at me.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a charisma subterfuge roll for you. We'll go ahead and do a difficulty 3. All right, so You are doing this, and you start to expose your teeth, so they are very aware that you're a vampire. But it does have an effect on them. They are listening to you, and they're like, "Ah, what are you doing here? This is the border to Brooklyn. You can't be here. You need to leave."
Sorry. Like I said, my friend and I were just walking around. We got lost, and sorry.
All right, Pliskin, how do you handle it?
Oh, they see me then?
Oh yeah, you are very visible.
Yeah. I have to play along.
Yep.
Right. So I'm like, yeah. Ugh. I don't know what happened here. We gotta find another spot.
Are you acting drunk?
I think so.
All right, go ahead and do a manipulation performance roll.
Oh no. There's no performance. I know it.
And we'll keep it simple. A 1.
Wow.
It is by far the worst drunk acting that has ever been done by any human or vampire that has ever existed. Ever. And they're just looking at you and they're like, is this guy a joke? What's going on?
Sorry for my friend here. Like I said, I'm continuing to apologize because he is just so hungry.
Go ahead and do a composure subterfuge to make up for it. This time, a difficulty. What did I do for you last time? 4. So, you kind of turn to, Pliskin, and you're seeing this poor acting, and all you say is, "Oh, good idea," and then you turn back and you're like, "Well, I also am drunk too." Oh. Yeah. And they're like, that's it. And then they start kind of coming closer to you guys. All right. So, no actions between you two yet. Admiel and Jade, what do you guys want to do?
How much have they walked up away from the door?
So they're getting closer. So they're starting to walk away. I think the 2 are pretty close to the door, but the other like 8 have already started walking towards them.
Okay.
So
I think I'm gonna still bide my time in the bush.
Okay.
For now.
Admiel?
I'm going to try to go back to being unseen.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let that be an automatic. All right, guys. So what do you want to do next? Now they're starting to come up close. There's about 8 of them within like striking distance.
Okay, can I hide?
Surrounding us.
Oh yeah. Well, right now they're still kind of like coming towards you, towards like kind of like a little U shape around you. So not anywhere towards your peripheral and nothing behind you.
I was gonna do the hide intentions, but can I do persuasion instead
Persuade, like just the action of persuasion?
for whatever conversation is about to happen?
Okay. So let's go ahead and do a charisma persuasion roll. We're gonna keep that original difficulty of 4. Oh, and by the way, higher up your hunger by 1
Oh,
from the last one. Yeah, you're at 4 now.
Didn't bring any more snacks. Sorry.
All right. You're beginning to try to speak to them, but now you're fumbling. You're beginning to get nervous with everyone kind of circling around you, and you just cannot get any words out because now there are 8 vampires, anarchs around you, and you can feel that there are weapons being pointed towards you from the rooftops.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm all of a sudden starting to get really hungry, and I'm sorry. My friend is also, we don't mean any harm. I'm not trying to start anything. What say you?
Well, we're gonna have to take you in. We can't have you wandering about. We're gonna take both of you. We can either do it by force, or you can just come with us.
Will we be harmed?
Oh, yes. We can't have you with legs or arms.
That sounds great.
No.
No, guys, we really don't mean.
It's Comanche. It's
I was
Comanche
afraid what you were
time.
going with that. I would like for the rest of the game to just be a bean. No arms, no legs, just a bean.
I'm so
Vampire
hungry
potato.
that didn't come out as sarcasm like it should have.
Okay, so yeah, I'm already like, that's it. We're blown. Our cover's blown. So I have Daunt, right?
Mhm.
In this situation, I mean, can it just help me out, or how it can only be used like against one guy or something like that? So what I want to do is pull out my daggers and be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't see anything dealing with eye contact or anything like that. So yeah. So you're just gonna do. Yeah, there's no roll.
It says
So
add presence rating.
add presence. Okay, so there we go. I'm sorry. I was like the whole time I was like, where is it? Manipulation and intimidation. Go ahead and do that roll plus your presence. Just keeping with the difficulty level that was kind of set by Betty. 4.
Oof. I need a Hail Mary there. Oof.
Yeah. You take out your daggers and you're like, here we go. You want to mess with this? And then they kind of look at each other, and then they kind of take out daggers and they're like, yeah, we do.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. All right. Can I try? What happens if I have hunger at 5?
Hunger at 5, you can't do any actions that ask for a rouse check. And like you have to start rolling to fight frenzy, which is basically like you can't control yourself.
Which might help.
No, not in that case. Usually with you, because you're a Torador, like you would just be obsessed with beauty. So yours would be inaction. You wouldn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try it anyways. Dread gaze.
Okay. So you're gonna be doing so first off, rouse check. Successful, so you don't go up in hunger. Alright. Then you're gonna go ahead and do charisma and presence, and then I'm going to go ahead and do composure and resolve. Alright. So as the vampires are coming closer, Betty turns to Pliskin and then turns back and goes, it seems that you all forgot that Betty is a badass. And then her eyes turn red, and then from her back, shadows just begin to engulf them. And fear starts to hit the rest of the Anarchs, and they start to kind of fall back and spread. And they're shaking, and even those that were aiming towards her with their rifles begin to kind of move away from her as if they're trying to instill back their composure. Okay? Alright. So, everybody's hesitant. Okay? Just so that everybody knows the positions of everyone, there are still the 2 by the door. Okay? And the 8 that are close to them. Alright. Really think about the decisions you're going to make. Alright? What would you guys like to do?
Who can stealthily run towards the door while we are the distraction? Or do you not even want to go in anymore?
Hey, there's no discussion, sorry.
Oh,
Everybody can only act.
I can't even talk to Admiral, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
What direction are the guards at the door facing?
out. So, I mean, technically, like, they're not even that far away from the door. So, technically, judging by peripheral, like, they're kind of like just barely walking out from there.
Are they
So
facing it each?
they're still facing towards that direction where you guys are at, because they haven't even walked that much away from it.
Okay, just to get things moving, here's what I'm gonna do. If it's possible, I would like to, because I'm still silent, even though I could be seen, but I'm silent. If there's a way that it's dark enough in the shadows, I can sneak silently over to one of the guards and then try to compel him without the other guard.
So I'm only gonna say this. That's gonna be very difficult for one reason. You're gonna have to literally be able to walk in front of him to catch his gaze to compel him.
Okay.
So just a heads up on that. So do you still want to try that?
And if I walk in front of him, will the other one see me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. No. No, I don't want to do that. Crap. Let me think.
You said that they're grouped together, right?
The 8 in the front are. The 2 in the back are still together.
And then there's 10 up on building.
And then there's still 10 in the buildings. None are aimed at
like
you
snipers?
guys. Yeah, they're snipers.
Oh, the guys on the top. I forgot about those guys. Can I, like, tell Gregory to come with the bomb and, like, just... Gregory, he's in the car waiting for us. Gregory!
I'm just gonna try to, like, I'm like, the hell with it. I'll be the diversion, I guess. So I'm gonna try to, like, bolt. Like what I was gonna do with my illusion. Like, kind of towards the door, try to bait them and, like, follow me. And I'm just hoping everyone else will get in there and I'll kind of, like, I guess, sacrifice myself.
Yeah. Here's the only issue. Is that they're cowering. So their desire to chase you is kind of secondary at the moment.
Oh, they're cowering at me too?
They're cowering in general.
Oh.
So their actions are not towards. They're more like you're kind of secondary. So
Are we
as
in, like,
I-
a forest or something? No. Right? We're in it's like buildings and stuff.
Okay, so I've been prepping you guys too much. So I'm just gonna let you guys make decisions now.
I think since I managed to go back to being unseen passage, I'm gonna move towards the door, behind the large group, and if possible, behind the 2 in front of the door. Just move in that direction, like in that direction.
Okay, let's just to make sure that you move there without any issue. Dexterity, stealth. I believe you still have the bonus 2, and we'll just keep it at 3. So you move and you're able to kind of adjust yourself to close to the door, right? That's pretty much what you wanted to go for.
Correct.
Okay.
Question: is there a if you can tell me this, but so they're in the sewers. Is there, like, a connection from their sewer to Staten Island sewer?
Mm-hmm.
Can I decide to look around to see if there's something I can kind of go in?
So you have to go through that door in order to get into the sewer.
I see. Okay, there's not, like... Okay, got it.
It's the only entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did that.
Just kidding. If you wouldn't have got... Just kidding.
Tried something. I'm just gonna try to, like, duck into hiding again. Try to sneak around.
Okay, so
That's all I can think of doing.
so dexterity, stealth, difficulty 3. You're able to quickly go into the darkness while they're more focused on being afraid of Betty.
I'm standing my ground, keeping the gaze on me to allow my teammates to do whatever they need to.
In that case, I think I'm going to try to go through the door.
All right. So dexterity, stealth, difficulty 4. Because now you're getting closer to actual individuals. And of course, bonus 2. So you're going through, but as you're going through the shadows, you're kind of leaving a presence. So as the two vampires that were kind of on guard were kind of caught by Betty, they start to break out of it because they feel that dark presence around them. So although you went through the door, now they're way more alert of what's around them. So who's next?
I need to make a move. I have no idea. Screw it. Screw it. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna go up to one of the guards and try and compel him.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see if we can get you to sneak up to him. So first, let's go do a stealth dexterity. Let's see if we can get you there first. It's difficulty 4 now. But don't forget, I think you get like the bonus 2 because of the whatever unseen passage or silence of death.
In the pool, right?
Yeah. So, as you're moving through the darkness, he turns and looks right at you. Now you can roll compel. Yep.
Okay.
Can I be talking to them without making a roll?
You're kind of holding it, so no, like your focus is on there. And I mean, this is still kind of in the same like moment that you kind of did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still like within seconds.
Got you.
All right. You compel. So, one sentence.
I didn't think this far ahead.
Oh no.
I need to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he only saw me, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna say, quietly kill him, the guard next to him.
Okay.
And then, can I, like, while he's doing that, go inside, or do I have to wait?
You tell me. What would you like to try to do?
I would like to try and go inside while he's trying to quietly kill, like, the guy. Busy.
Okay. So, as the guard kind of senses Admiral kind of go past him, the guard on the left turns and then sees the Malkavian come up, her eyes glistening in the moonlight. And then she grabs his face and goes, "Take out the other one." But silently. And then he just smiles and then turns and then quickly grabs the throat of the other one, and all the other one could say is just, "Where?" And then he just slowly kind of takes him into the darkness. The door is open. However, although 2 are going in, the other 2 have to roll to get in. All right. The first one that can make this roll would obviously be Pliskin. Yours is simple. 2 rolls, 5 successes. Dexterity athletics. Because now you guys are just jetting at this point.
Wow.
You get in. All right. Betty,
Come on, Betty. Come on, Betty.
here we go. Now,
Okay. What am I rolling?
here we go. So you, on the other hand, will be rolling 3. But you have to hit 8 successes. All right? But you are rolling 3 times. Okay?
Oh.
You are going to be rolling dexterity athletics. 1, 3, 4. That is 7. So, Betty goes and she just starts running towards the door. And as she's running towards the door, she just sees a red dot coming towards her. Here we go. You're going to go ahead and do a dexterity athletics 1 roll, difficulty 4. As Betty's running, she sees the reticle, the red dot following her. And she just goes, "Fucking leave me alone!" And she just turns and her teeth just seem to grow almost like saber-toothed tiger teeth. And she just screams And then you just see the reticle just shoot up out of fear. And then she turns back. Okay. We're doing the rolls again. It's the same 3 rolls. Even though you're closer, it's still the same 3. You still need 8 successes.
Can I re-roll that?
Yes.
How many
Okay.
do I need?
You went way over. Okay.
Okay.
So you start running, and then it's almost as if the darkness that you typically use to bring fear in others actually makes you move. Now, because of the amount of power you used, that sense of dread that you placed on everyone, it starts to dissipate. Okay. So, but you are in. And as you all enter the door around the same time, and you go into the sewer entrance, you sense hundreds of vampires along your path. And this concludes episode 2 of the Group 1 experiences of the Chronicles of New York.
Oh boy. That was so stressful. Hundreds.
It's
Not
still
10.
stressful.
Hundreds. Into the fire.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I guess let me sign off, and then we shall discuss. All right. Well, guys, that was it. That was intense. Not quite as humorous as the first one, but still pretty dramatic. And we did find out a lot of information. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And we're going to be here again next month with this group on this channel. And I'll let you know what date soon on my Instagram. So, if you want to follow, there's the link. And let me see. When you gonna have a singing stream? Stop! The bark bear. Look, I sang in my last one. If you want to watch the YouTube video, I'm singing a lot there, so you can go. We'll discuss this later. Don't worry about it. Do it. Okay, well. One of these days we'll do sing. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, thank you guys again. And yeah, I guess that's all there is to say. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. And I'm sorry I'm a little delirious. I'm a little sick. But it was a lot of fun. And I will go ahead and end this long-winded exit. And just say that I'll see y'all later. Bye.